The shooting of Dylan Noble, an unarmed teen in Fresno, California, sparked national outrage, as you know, across the country. Riots ensued, protests emerged, and people were assaulted. Oh, not really. No, Dylan Noble was white. Nobody gave a damn about him. That's him laying on the ground there, by the way. But we're going to talk a little bit about Dylan Noble and make a comparison to another man in Fresno who did something truly despicable. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With his powerful brainwaves cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnnie Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's the Johnnie Walker Dread Show.
Stop! Fresno Police Department! Drop whatever you have in your hand. Drop! Come forward, you're gonna get shot, man. Get down on the ground now!
Okay, so the suspect here is named Dylan Noble, and he's got his right hand near his hip, and he is definitely not cooperating with the police here. He is unarmed. Okay, so he takes a couple of shots to the chest. I don't know how long he lived, but it probably wasn't for too long here. So let's continue watching here for just a few more minutes.
Put your hands up! Let me see your hands.
So they're commanding him to put his hands up. I don't know about you police officers, but if I've had a couple of 9mm go through my chest, I am not really sure I'm much in a mood to put my hands up. I'm not sure I could if I wanted to. He's trying.
Hey, sir, get your hands up!
Whoa. Okay, let's back that up again. Let's take a look and see what happened there.
Hey, sir, get your hands up! Dude, don't reach for your hands!
I didn't see him doing anything that would compel somebody to fire another shot into him.
Quit reaching for what you've got! Keep your hands up! Keep your hands up! Dude, if you reach one more time, you will get shot again. Stop! Dude! Hey, good!
Oh, gosh.
Stand by.
Okay, so we have here another view of this.
Stand by. I got shotgun. Get down on the ground now! Get down on the ground now! Get your fucking ass on the ground! Fresno Police Department! Drop whatever you have in your hand! If you come forward, you're gonna get shot, man! Get down on the ground now!
I was wondering, I saw that shotgun, I was thinking, man, it didn't sound like a shotgun had gone off there, but it wasn't. It was just a pistol.
3 Baker 12, shots fired, suspect down, start
Now
EMS code 3.
What goes on here?
Let me see your hands. Keep your hands up, we cannot see his hands!
Oh, man.
Dude, keep your hands out! Quit reaching for what you've got! Keep your hands out! Dude, if you reach one more time, you will get shot again. Stop! Dude!
Oh, jeez. He took a shotgun right to the chest, it looks like.
Dude, do not reach again, please. Okay?
Always being polite and asking, please. Wow. Okay, now, that was Dylan Noble, Fresno, California. I was actually in Fresno during that time when the whole deal ran. And, yeah, it was an unfortunate event. Dylan Noble, by the way, does not have a gun on him. But it is understandable that the police might have thought that he did. Now, let's compare that to another case that happened in the same town with the same police department.
To that deadly shooting spree in California. A suspect is in custody this morning accused of killing 3 white men because of their race. ABC's Kana Whitworth is on the scene for us there in Fresno with details. Good morning, Kana.
Robin, good morning. Police are saying this was a hate crime solely based on race, that Kori Muhammed wanted to kill as many white men as he could before going to jail for a previous murder.
So, see here. He's had a previous murder, and he's trying to shoot as many white people as he can. And by the way, this is, I think, about a year after the Dylan Noble case. Let's see here. Now, of course, the police are going to surround this man and just blast him into smithereens because he's a black man and he's killed a bunch of white people. So, I mean, he's toast. He has no chance at all.
Authorities say this is the gunman who went on a deadly shooting spree in broad daylight.
Well, wait a minute. Now, let me back that up. That can't be him. He's walking.
This is the gunman who went on a deadly shooting spree in broad daylight in downtown Fresno.
Pretty good that he's walking around like that with all those bullets in him from those police just murdering him down.
We're getting reports of multiple gunshot incidences in the downtown area.
Kori Muhammed allegedly firing 16 shots in less than 2 minutes at 4 different locations, killing 3 white men Tuesday morning.
Yeah, we're going to need to get more units out here.
We just got another call in of 6 shots fired.
Authorities say the 39-year-old first opened fire on a PG&E truck at 10:45 a.m., shooting and killing the passenger. 34-year-old Zachary Randalls, the married father of 2, was a new employee on his first ride-along with
Probably a racist.
the company. The suspect then firing at, but missing, a nearby resident, only to kill 2 more men before police apprehended him.
Boy, he looks pretty good for being all shot up.
Made some spontaneous statements. I did it. I shot them.
2 months ago, Muhammad posted this video of a song to YouTube.
Death and destruction, murder and mayhem.
He yelled out, Ali Akbar, as he was seated in the back seat of the patrol car.
Police believe this shooting was a hate crime and not related to terrorism.
Based on the information that we have been provided, this is solely based on race.
Police say Muhammad is also responsible for murdering another man last week, 25-year-old Carl Williams, a security guard at a nearby motel. Muhammad allegedly telling police he wasn't going to jail for shooting a security guard and was going to try and kill as many people as possible.
Many people, no, as many white men. Don't forget that, lady. That's what he said.
Police charging him with 4 counts of murder and 2 counts of assault with a deadly weapon, saying the night that he killed that unarmed security guard, he also tried to kill his partner, but simply ran out of ammo. Robin?
Such a horrible story. Have they recovered the murder weapon?
Yeah, Robin, police are saying that after the shooting spree yesterday, Muhammad threw the gun into a pile of clothes. So they've been unable to find it at this point. Again, they do believe he used the same gun to kill the security guard and go on that deadly shooting rampage yesterday.
See, he probably didn't use one of those scary AR-15s. That would have made the difference. Okay, so I have a question for you. Let's go back to Dylan Noble. What would have been the reaction if he was black? How would the public have reacted? Now keep in mind, he's been shot a couple of times. I think that people are understanding of that. However, he's laying on the ground and they pump another couple of shots into him, one with a 9mm and the other one with a shotgun. He's laid out there. I can't imagine him being able to be much of a threat at that point. Plus, they have a dog there. So how would the community, the public, react if he had been black? Now, I have another question. What if Kori Muhammed was white and had shot 3 people because they were black and was taken alive? What would have been the reaction? Well, we know what the reaction would have been. We have Dylan Roof, and everybody's complaining. They took Dylan alive. They even took him to Burger King. Which they didn't, by the way. So you can see how the narrative is shaped by the media and how people respond to these events based on race. Both of these events occurred in the same town by the same police department and roughly within the same time frame. In the case of Dylan Noble, by the way, the first 2 shots, I think, are clearly justified. He's reaching for what appears to be a gun. It turned out to be later he was unarmed. But this looks like a suicide by cop deal. And it's very unfortunate what happened. I'm sure that the police officers feel pretty terrible about what took place there. I think the last couple of shots there, those kind of worry me a little bit. That looks a little bit shaky. I can't understand why they would have pumped another couple of shots into him as he's laying on the ground. In the case of Kori Muhammed, they took him alive because he gave himself up. He had run out of ammunition, he's no longer armed, and so he decided to give himself up. So you see, how the police respond to these events is not based on race. It's based on the behaviors of the people involved. Dylan Noble was uncooperative. Dylan Noble did things to make the police feel that they were being threatened. Kori Muhammed gave himself up peacefully. He didn't really have much choice. He didn't have any more ammunition. If he had had a gun with some ammunition in it, he probably would have fought back. Probably would have been shot dead on the scene. But you see how it's important to understand that police, when they're facing these suspects, they don't have the time to think about the color of their skin. Their concern is getting home to their families that night. And there are plenty of examples of white people getting shot by the cops unfairly. Daniel Shaver is a perfect example. We'll do a story on him a little bit later. But a man crawling on a hallway floor in a hotel, begging for his life, begging for the police not to shoot him, and they shoot him anyway. And guess what? He's unarmed. So, again, if people would have just taken a moment to ask themselves, if you were in the policeman's shoes, what would you have done? I think a lot of the grief and the riots and the protests and all that stuff would have dissipated. It's all based on misunderstanding. Like my video and subscribe to my channel.